So it's been a devastating issue for constituents. Those are the constituency level, and those are the regional level as well. We do know that per the issues surrounding the Akweta constituency, it was one of the constituencies that both parties, I talk about the NPP and the NDC, had so much interest in for the 2024 elections. Beyond these external elections, even in the internal contest between the NPP themselves, there were issues of him and then popularly known, I must say, Messi Gemfi. So these have been a worrying concern to constituents in that particular area. A number of them weeping, grieving today because they were expectant that these MP could make an impact in the constituency. Looking at a calm, cool, collected demeanor as he has had them, we're hoping that this news was just one of them that could go back and then will not be true. But this is the reality we're facing. Both families have been grieving us. So we did speak to the brother today. He said that they were informed that the MP today, this morning, complained about some chest pains. He was drove by the wife to the hospital. Unfortunately, he could not survive that pain. And so these are the issues we're dealing with. It's a sad news to people in the constituency, like I said, to Parliament, to his family, to everybody. It means that in the coming days, as you've already mentioned, the sad decision has to be taken, a hard issue of going to a by-election. Per the circumstances that have happened before today, going by the 2024 December elections, it looks like a tough decision on both sides, whether the NDC or NPP. We do know that it would be a hard decision to make. Who would contest? How they...
There's a cranky connection to Yvonne there, but let's hear from the brother of the late Member of Parliament, Enes Yalkomi, who's been telling us about the moments that's earlier this morning leading to this untimely death of the Member of Parliament. Take a look.
Do anopay. The anopay no say nakuma ayeneya. Ntomo de ko hospital or Leicester Hospital. Omo di hospital no. Afede obudi so siniso a ayeden enko.
He was rushed to the hospital for medical care. The hospital officials tried everything to keep him stable, but we lost him. It's very devastating to us.
So, Yvonne, that's a brother there talking about earlier this morning how he was feeling and they having to rush him to the hospital. I know you've been talking to some of the family members as well. Tell me if they've been giving you a bit more detail beyond what we just heard his brother talk about.
Well, Alfred, the extended family is yet to have an official meeting and, as it were, give official briefing to the media. Per the customs of the area, the family's elders must sit and discuss the issue and officially respond to everything before they can officially speak to the media. So as I speak to you, the family heads have not spoken to the media, I guess. As I said, we're tracking them to see exactly what their confirmation will be tomorrow, because Achimwenchi is where the family is. But we do know that the wife do stay with him in Accra. So as I speak, the family hasn't yet confirmed exactly the situation or exactly made a comment yet. Again, the hospital where he was taken to has not yet pronounced the cause of death yet. We're hoping that in between tomorrow and as the day ends, we'll be having all of those official confirmation. Then the public would settle with exactly what we're dealing with.
I see. Now, you were earlier telling me about the concerns and what they've been telling you, or the emotions they've been expressing to you before I lost you briefly. But tell me exactly what the concerns have been telling you since the demise or the news of the demise of their Member of Parliament earlier today.
Well, Alfred, we spoke to women, men, and young people in the community. From the way they grieved, what we pick from them is community and expectant of having to have impact from a young MP who has gotten the chance to be in Parliament. Yes, they are lawmakers, but they believe that through their lobbying skills and networking, they could provide jobs for the young ones in the community. Again, we're looking forward that between him and everybody, there could be partnership in giving development for the community. And so they are broken down by not going to have this from him, especially when they were yearning for him to win the election and the 2020 elections, which did not come by, but he had it this time around. And so for those constituencies, it's been a stab in their chest by the death of their MP. Very sad to get to know today. Some of them are still in disbelief. I got that sense from them today. Maybe until they see the body of the MP, they would still be in disbelief, as everybody has been today. Again, we do know that a number of members of parliaments in the Eastern region have been sharing their thoughts as well. We've seen the member of parliament for the UW South constituency, Michael Oshibefi, Member of Parliament for the Kopong constituency, Honorable Samuel, all sharing their thoughts about the MP and how he was able to have his way into Parliament and be able to, as it were, be able to learn by the day and then continue to be with them as they push their agenda as minority in Parliament.
I do appreciate you on this, and I know that you're going to be there for us just a bit more going into the coming days and how the response and then the decisions of both parties will be, because you were in the thick of affairs in that constituency. You saw the violence that characterized the entire election head on. But then again, the aftermath of it, we have seen the people in that constituency also looking keenly about what is happening in court and the challenge and back and forth. Now, was there any indication as to they now beginning to also embrace the reality of having to go through another election cycle again based on the burning of the offices we saw and all the incidents that characterized that period?
Well, in as much as the Kuta constituency recorded violence and that has caused the security personnel to have beef act of the military, the constituent didn't see any of this mishappening coming in. Of course, no one can tell when death occurred, but they didn't see it as quickly as soon. Like I said, the issues were in court. They were being dealt with until weeks ago. The Supreme Court passed the conviction against him. So for the constituents in that area, they did believe that probably the matter was ending per that length that it has traveled. But here again, we are today, unfortunate death we've all been met with. It means that a decision has to be taken. The Akwesha constituency cannot be left like that. And so it means that they will have to go to the polls again. Going to the polls means that the NPP as a party must elect from their primaries. Who again should step in his foot will be a very hard decision. We do know that internally there's been back and forth and some internal wrangling before he was elected. Now, who's supposed to step in that shoes will be another matter for them to deal with.
Indeed.
And so we're hoping that going into the days when it's finally laid to rest, the NPP as a party will organize themselves and get somebody elected before they meet the NDC in that by-election. Whether the NDC will still put in Henry Bashi is another issue we're hoping to see. Akwesha constituency from time immemorial has been a very constituency that every eyes has been on. Back from the days of Honorable Baba Jamal till now that a lot of the time dynamics do change. Here again, we're left with a by-election. We'll be following suit day by day to see how all of these pans out and then get our viewers and our listeners into the matter.
And I do appreciate you on this, and you're absolutely right about the dynamics in the Akwesha constituency one to watch. I appreciate you. They are not new to by-elections, are they? So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you for joining us. She's our Eastern Regional Correspondent. She's going to be in the Akwesha constituency every step of the way in the coming days and how things will play out. But as I indicated to you, tributes have been pouring in thick and fast, and we're going to be running through quite a number of them from members of parliament, from the former president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo as well. And this is where we start from. The former president tweeted, in fact, and posted on his social media not too long ago, I am devastated to learn of the passing of N.S. Yakumi, Member of Parliament for the Akwatia constituency. The legislator was adored and loved by party faithful and cherished by all who knew or shared acquaintances with him. And then also my deepest sympathies go to his family, the house, and the good people of Akwatia constituency and this unimaginably difficult time. May he find peaceful rest in the bosom of the Almighty until the last day of the resurrection when we shall all meet again. That's the former president, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. And then also we have the Member of Parliament for the Akwaikwe Central constituency, Patrick Yabuama, says, deeply saddened by the shocking demise of a colleague, N.S. Yakumi, Member of Parliament for Akwatia. This afternoon, my heartfelt condolences to his immediate family, friends, and the New Patriotic Party. May his memory forever shine in our hearts. Nelson Roxon Dapiamepo, who is the Majority Chief Whip, Member of Parliament for the South Dike constituency, also just posted not too long ago, Honorable N.S. Kumi, fare thee well, my brother. You were on the other side, but you were warm, full of life, and very active in the chamber and its work. Death, be not proud. That's Nelson Roxon Dapiamepo there. Also, Frank Anodompre, the Minority Chief Whip, MP for Nsoma Dwejiri constituency, says, it's difficult to bear. May the Lord keep you, my brother. Honorable N.S. Kumi, deep condolences to the family and the entire caucus. Also, the Member of Parliament for Sunafo North constituency, Mohammed Haruna, says, deeply saddened by the sudden passing of the Honorable N.S. Kumi, MP for Akwatia. His dedication to public service and commitment to his constituents will be remembered. My thoughts and prayers are with his family, loved ones, and the people of Akwatia. May his soul rest in peace. And there are many of them coming through. Kojo Ponkroma as well, MP for Fwasia Yerebe constituency, just put out one out there, pretty long one as well. And you'll find the full details of it on 3news.com. And this is where we bring in Dr. Rasheed Draman, Executive Director of the Africa Center for Parliamentary Affairs. Doc, appreciate you joining us. Whenever, some of these issues come up and a member of parliament dies, it stokes the conversation about the health of members of parliament. We've lost a number of MPs as a result of ill health and other related matters as well. Now, you have been engaged in a number of interventions and policy conversations when it comes to Parliament, the Parliament of Ghana and parliaments across the continent. How integral has a conversation on the health of members of Parliament been? Because we're just hearing from the brother of the late MP that he complained about some chest pain earlier in the day, and then, we're talking about his death now.
Yes, Alfred. So thank you very much for having me. Indeed, a very sad day for Parliament, a very sad day for our country, because losing a member of Parliament, I believe, is a huge setback to our democracy, particularly coming just shortly, 6 months after having been elected. And a member, a young MP who has gone through a lot to come to Parliament and be able to stay in Parliament. If we remember all his battles with the law, finally putting the battles behind him, and then this happens. Our condolences go to his family and to our Parliament and to the New Patriotic Party that he belonged to. Having said that, over the years, I think there's been a lot of concern, and at some point, even Parliament, in the 7th Parliament, decided to take this up. I remember there was an advisor in the office of the Speaker that we worked very close with, Dr. Bingab, who was championing this issue about the well-being of members of Parliament. And in the last year or so, I've had some engagements with a group of people looking at not only in Ghana, we're trying to start something that we titled mindfulness, just making sure that not only do our members of parliament go to parliament to make laws and provide oversight, but also focus some attention on how they balance all the pressures that are on them and their work, because this came as a result of some commentary from members of parliament here in Ghana, but also something that we have seen elsewhere. And maybe let me start from the Ghana angle. I mean, there was a time when, I mean, given all these pressures, a member of parliament is reported to have said that about 80% of them, I believe that was about 2 parliaments ago, have one kind of pressure, blood pressure or another. I mean, because of, you know, the nature of their job and all the perils that come with the job. Far away from here, in Tanzania, many years ago, we had a friend who was a Speaker of Parliament, and she was very concerned about this. And at one point, she instituted a mechanism to try and get members of parliament prepare, take care of their health, and make sure that they balance all the pressures that come their way every day with, I mean, their personal health and well-being. And then went ahead to make a comment that because of the absence of a mechanism to deal with this, when members of parliament leave parliament, I think a number of them pass on a few years afterwards. And then she was, I mean, her comments were taken out of context. And I think the headline in Tanzania at the time was that the Speaker, Makinda was her name. The Speaker said when members of parliament leave parliament 3 years after they die. We got into a conversation and she explained the background and the context. And I believe that this is the same thing that we are facing here in Ghana, as well as across the continent. So perhaps this might be a wake-up call, Alfred, for our parliament to really take this matter seriously, because I mean we don't want to lose our members of parliament. We don't want to lose any of our citizens, and we don't want to lose members of parliament who are busy serving this country. And particularly, I mean, somebody at the prime of his age. I mean, you go elsewhere and they tell you people don't die, I mean, at 40. I think there should be something that is not right. So a wake-up call.
It's rightly so indeed, that wake-up call. And Dr. Rasheed Draman, I appreciate your time.